Hey there, and welcome. If you're managing diabetes, I know that looking at a plate of food can sometimes feel, well, pretty confusing. But it really doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to break it all down and give you a super simple guide to help you take back control of your plate and your health.
So if you've gotten that test result back, an HbA1c over 7%, and you've just stared at your kitchen cupboards wondering, what on earth am I supposed to eat now? Let me just say, you are definitely not alone. It's a really common feeling, and it's something we're going to tackle together right now. Because that's the whole point of this. We're going to cut through all the noise and give you a straightforward, powerful plan. This is not about feeling restricted, it's all about feeling empowered. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. So, the single best tool in your toolbox is something called the plate method. Seriously, think of it as your personal blueprint for every single meal. It's a simple visual guide that works whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and the best part, no complicated counting.
And the beauty of this method is just how simple it is. This plate right here is your key to keeping your blood sugar stable without any crazy math. So let's build one together step by step so you can picture it every time you sit down to eat.
Here it is, the magic formula. Imagine drawing a line down the middle of your plate. One entire half, that's 50%, is going to be filled with non-starchy vegetables. Then you split the other half right down the middle. 25% for a good lean protein and 25% for some high-fiber whole grains. That balance right there, that's what slows down how fast sugar hits your system and keeps you feeling full and energized. All right, let's start building our plate, beginning with that biggest and, honestly, most important section. Your veggies and fruits. This is the part where you get to fill up on all the good stuff.
Think of these as your green light foods. I'm talking non-starchy veggies like spinach, okra, broccoli, radish, capsicum. They are your absolute best friends. Why? Because they're packed with fiber and super low in carbs, which means you can pretty much eat them freely to feel full, while your blood sugar stays nice and steady.
Now let's talk about the veggies you need to keep an eye on. Starchy ones, like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and corn, they definitely have good nutrients, but they also carry a lot more carbs. So the name of the game here is portion control. You want to keep it under about 100 grams cooked to avoid that blood sugar spike. But what about fruits? Can you still eat them? Yes, absolutely. The trick is just to choose the right ones. You want to stick to fruits with a low glycemic index, which just means they release sugar into your blood nice and slow. Things like jamun, guava, amla, and oranges are great choices. And here's the golden rule. Limit it to one fist-sized portion. That's about 100 grams per day. That part's really important.
And on the flip side, there are some fruits you probably want to avoid, at least for now, while you're working on getting your numbers down. Ripe bananas, mangoes, jackfruit, they're just really high in natural sugar and can send your glucose on a rocket ship ride. So it's best to steer clear of these for better control.
Okay, we've filled half our plate. Now let's talk about the other half. This is where we get our energy, but trust me, where that energy comes from makes all the difference. Let's talk about grains and the amazing power of pulses.
This is probably one of the most powerful swaps you can make. On one side, you have the culprits, white rice and maida. Your body treats them almost like pure sugar. But on the other side, we have our heroes, high-fiber whole grains like jawar, bajra, and brown rice. They release energy slowly, which is exactly what you want for stable sugar levels.
And please, don't forget your pulses. Dal, chana, rajma. These are nutritional powerhouses. They fill that lean protein spot on your plate, but they also give you a fantastic dose of fiber. That protein and fiber combo is like a secret weapon, because the fiber slows everything down, preventing that big rush of sugar after a meal. So what happens in between meals when those cravings hit? This is where so many of us get derailed, right? But with a smart snacking plan, you can stay right on track without messing with your blood sugar.
The simplest, most effective advice I can give you is this. When you feel that hunger pang, just reach for a small handful of nuts. We're talking about 25 grams or so. The mix of protein, healthy fat, and fiber is incredibly satisfying and can honestly keep you feeling full for hours.
Your best options are going to be peanuts, almonds, and walnuts. And you know what? You don't have to break the bank to be healthy. Peanuts are not only great for you, but they're also an amazing budget-friendly option. No need for expensive, exotic foods here.
And just as important is knowing what to avoid. All those packaged chips, namkeen, and other processed snacks, they're loaded with unhealthy fats, sugar, and salt. They're basically designed to spike your blood sugar and leave you wanting more. They will totally sabotage your efforts. All right, it is time to bust some very common and frankly dangerous myths. Getting the real facts about sugar is a giant leap towards taking back control of your health. Okay, I hear this one all the time. There's this idea that because something is natural, it must be healthier or safer for someone with diabetes. So what's the real story with things like honey, jaggery, and palm sugar?
So here's the myth, that these are healthy, natural alternatives. But here's the hard fact. Your body treats them almost exactly like it treats regular table sugar. They have a high glycemic index, which means they cause a fast and sharp spike in your blood sugar. To your body, sugar is sugar.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. The Indian Council of Medical Research, the ICMR, is crystal clear on this. For the absolute best blood sugar control, especially if your numbers are high, the recommendation is to aim for 0 added sugars. And yes, that includes jaggery and honey.
We've covered a ton of ground, but all this knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it. So let's wrap this all up into a simple, concrete action plan that you can literally start today.
Here we go, just 4 simple steps. Number 1, build every single meal using the plate method. Number 2, check your glucose 2 hours after you eat. This shows you exactly how your body responded to that meal. 3, after 3 months of being consistent, go get your HbA1c rechecked. And finally, number 4, take those results to your doctor and talk about the amazing progress you've made.
You now have the blueprint. You have the plan for success. The journey to better health doesn't start tomorrow. It starts with your very next meal. So are you ready to take that first step? And hey, if you found this helpful, share it with friends or family who might need it. And of course, always consult your doctor before making any big changes. You can do this.